Welcome back, everybody. Continuing on our DVD and movie extravaganza adventure, Hero Ash has returned to the shelf and joining us for the next couple of episodes. From the mind of Lovecraft to the shelf of Zach to the people at Funko to make him extra adorable, we have one of the great old ones, as Lovecraft would have pronounced it, Cthulhu, and the pronunciation Cthulhu with the extra T in the middle came much later due to a game that was put out, the Call of Cthulhu. But he is Cthulhu, and he is here for the letter M. And I have a pair of movies, so we're going to dive right into it. The first one, you know what? We're going to continue with the From the Mind of. So from the mind of Stephen King to the hands of Rob Reiner, who I actually forgot directed this movie. Rob Reiner, as you may know, the director of great films such as The Princess Bride, This is Spinal Tap, and also the fantastic portrayal of Meathead in All in the Family, comes the 1990, so we're bumping out of the 80s for a moment, very slightly creepy classic of Misery. Now, I know some of Stephen King's movies have gotten kind of a bad reputation for low production value and whatnot, but this movie is genuinely very, very, very good. We have a small cast. We have James Caan, portrays the author Paul Sheldon. And Paul Sheldon is an author, and he has created a series of books surrounding the character of Misery. And he is going to end the series. So he's driving through the snow-covered wilderness. His car slides off the road, and he is taken back to the cabin of obsessive superfan, played by Kathy Bates, the absolutely fantastic Kathy Bates. And fairly positive she won an Oscar for this movie. And I think probably the first Stephen King adaptation movie to ever win an Oscar, and she did a fantastic job. If you've never seen it, I recommend it. But she brings him in, finds out that he's going to be ending the Misery series, does not take it well. For those that haven't seen the movie nor read the book, there is the hobbling, and I'm not going to go into detail, but if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, in the movie, it is a little different and slightly less gory than in the book. But now she has him in her possession, locked away, unable to run, injured, and forces him to continue the series, but only if it suits her needs. Well, not suits her needs, but suits her desires and her want for how the series should go. Very creepy movie, incredibly well done, as Rob Reiner, James Caan, and Kathy Bates would do. Just brilliant film, brilliant adaptation, and a window into the mind of obsession and madness. Haven't seen it? Recommend it. Go check it out. Pardon me. Had a little something in my throat there. Now for the next one, we're going back a few years, but back into the 80s. For another M, we're just going to move Misery over to the side for a minute. And I present to you a 1987, I firmly believe, classic, but it depends on who you ask. The Monster Squad. Not to be confused with Monster Squad, the TV series. This is The Monster Squad, a 1987 comedic horror. I guess that's kind of one of my themes. Now, quick overview if you've never seen it. The Monster Squad is basically a club of kids who are in love with the classic horror movies. And as we would put it, probably the Universal monsters. So Dracula, Wolfman, and the whatnot. And they find, They find a diary of Abraham Van Helsing, who was the great monster hunter from Dracula. And an amulet that summons these movie characters to life. Now, once they're there, however, they wish to possess said amulet so that they can plunge the world into chaos and darkness. And you have All of the classic movie monsters. Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster. Do not forget that was actually his name. Frankenstein was the doctor. And I believe, as they refer to him, Gillman, or as we would know him, or commonly refer to him as the creature from the Black Lagoon. So, it's just a wonderful movie, a wonderful shut your brain off and just roll with it movie. I love it. I like to watch it. I'm probably going to be watching it again, as I've done with some of these I haven't seen in a while. So there you have it, my two picks. 1990, 1987. The older movies still representing, still holding up in my opinion. So we have Misery, The Monster Squad, Cthulhu approved, Zach approved. Hopefully you guys like them. Check them out. And hopefully you're still enjoying this series. I know people still are watching these, and I don't know if they're actually going to start watching these movies. Well, I hold no responsibility for anything that happens. There you have it. A disclaimer. But for now, we're going to end this one. There's the pair of M's. Continue on being scary and scared and whatnot. Join us tomorrow for the letter N.